Welcome back to the show. I'm sitting here with Sam Mix. Sam, you're on student council, and right now I understand you're the sophomore class representative.
That is correct.
But you're running for the vice president of the sophomore class?
That is also correct.
Why don't you tell me a little about your bid?
My bid? Well, right now, student council has a little bit of some drama and a little bit of trouble going on right now. We've lost a lot of good council members who've got kind of fed up with their voices not being heard and some things coming to roadblocks and things not quite getting through. And we're losing a lot of our youth. We're just not quite as unified as we were a few months before. One of the things I want to try to do is to work on getting more stuff, try to get us a little more unified, figure out what's bothering some of the individual members, and see if we can just try to come together a little bit better and work on those types of things.
And you think you're the man for the job?
I think I am. I'm willing to be a bit of a hardliner, to be a little bit more forceful, and I'm also very compassionate. I'm good at listening to people and trying to answer their questions. And I try to help them out wherever I can. But I'm also willing to. I'm not the guy who backs down to bullying and to a lot of outside pressures.
Because I understand the student council, you can have a lot of people lobbying. There's a lot of lobbying going on. You have different entities, like all the different. It's hard to. I'm not going to go into complete detail about all the committees, but there's different committees, and often they group together to back each other, and you do have these little groups get together. So and so, like A person's friends with B person outside of council, they kind of work together. You have two people work together, and often that's a very good thing because you get more opinions involved and you get things done. At the same time, if you get the reverse side, you can get someone who just doesn't like someone else and just because they have a personal vendetta against them, they decide to block everything they can do. And once if you get one board member to really block something, council can get really divided really quickly. Mm. So, tell us about your experience in student council. How long have you been doing this? Did you do high school politics, or?
I did do high school politics, here and there, a lot of club stuff involved. In terms of Clark University, this is my second year. I was the freshman class rep then, and during that time, I let myself kind of go and see how things went on, saw what are the older people doing, and I just kind of observed. I worked on the organizational committee, which ran some of the buses and worked with a few small funds here and there. So I got a pretty good experience in I got a lot of good grunt work in while I was doing that.
Sure. Would you say that you're more qualified, perhaps, than some of the people who are running against you?
You might as well think that. I couldn't possibly comment.
Of course not. No, but I could maybe, Sam Mix is a good guy. Maybe you should vote for him. I can't tell you that, nonpartisan and all that, but...
Of course, like all good media people are.
Like all good media people are. Unbiased. Fair and unbiased and all of that. Do you have a platform that you already said that you're going to try to strengthen the interconnectivity between them.
I believe that a lot of the outside things that we do, people have a lot of good dreams. People I'm running against, people I'm running with, all have very good dreams and have a lot of good visions of what they want to do. But it's hard to do that when you have a council that's so divided and people are so frustrated and angry at each other. So there's a little bit of kind of internal work that would in turn help us work outside.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like this is just like real life democracy?
I get very frustrated. I think maybe, it probably has its moments.
Yeah. What do you see yourself in 10 years? Do you see yourself in politics?
That's a good question. I've always been kind of pondering back and forth to kind of go to the private sector and kind of working in a company or something, or going into a administrative role. But it still has the same role. I really enjoy working with people. I like trying to solve people's problems and trying to accomplish a goal. So there's still that kind of overlap in wherever I go, I hope.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. So, I ran out of questions. Now I'm going to talk to you as a person, because student council is made up of people. They're not just this faceless entity. Like, sometimes you might walk by the room where they have the meetings and you'd be like, whoa, there's just this massive, like, many-headed figure, but...
We do have a big thing. We do have as I call it, kind of a PR problem when we're associated as this bang, this cold-hearted bang. You know, everyone's like, we just go there just to get money and all that. I think it's really important that we show that even though I think our financial sector is probably our biggest factor. There's no way to lie, like, or try to avoid that. But it's important, I think, is to show that student council has a lot of other things it can do, as in like helping run events and getting transportation stuff, and we have a few good connections to administrative. There's options that we can help.
Sure. So, I'm going to ask you a ridiculous question, but who is Sam Mix? If you were to sum yourself up in like 5 words, you get 5 words.
5 words. All right. Yeah, approachable.
Approachable.
Hardworking.
Hardworking.
Would that count as 2 or 1?
That's hyphenated.
Creative.
Creative. Mm.
I would like to think of myself as creative.
Are you like an artist? Do you do any do you do music or art or?
Well, I admire the arts. I always try to encourage them wherever I can. I have a few friends who are doing a couple of cart bands, and I have that DJ playlist, which I'm always looking for more DJs who are willing to volunteer and try to host events.
Absolutely. You get 2 more.
2 more. I guess I have pretty good experience. I've not student council, I've got some good experience. Now I lost track. I don't know where I am right now.
You get 1 more.
1 more.
1 word to sum up you as a person, as an individual in this world.
Alright, well, I would say probably like you, I'm stylish.
Absolutely. I think we can all agree on this. I like the tie. It's very
what's the hand-me-down from my dad? I'm very careful to not pay too much for my clothing.
Absolutely.
If I do, I have someone else pay for it.
Sure. Like, you wouldn't spend more than $100 for a tie, because that's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
$100, that's my limit. Go to the Goodwill, I buy 100 ties. I'm kidding.
How much are we funding, like, CCN right now?
No. You don't know anything about any CCN money laundering. No.
Of course not. Of course not.
And as a good politician, even if you did know, you'd keep it under wraps, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Or would you be the whistleblower who would let the public in on these sort of things?
I can possibly comment.
Okay. You're getting better at this. You're getting better.
Practice.
Yeah. What's your favorite animal?
Ooh, that's...
Or if you could be an animal, what kind of animal would you be?
There's no way of saying it without sounding really corny or something. I'd probably be a bird of some sort, maybe an eagle or a bird of prey.
Okay.
Not just because the idea of flying around, maybe to soar above trees and have good vision and all that stuff. So you can see that.
Yeah. I can see you as an eagle, sort of flying around, keeping the American way of life.
Yeah, the American eagle, bald eagle. That's not a generic, political answer, right?
That'd be a good one, though. I don't know.
How about you?
Oh, what? No.
Oh,
okay, all right, no, that's fine.
Rules,
this has never happened. Nobody's ever asked me a question during an interview. If I were an animal, probably some sort of big cat, like a tiger or a lion, because nobody messes with a lion.
Yeah, people are scared of lions. People are pretty scared of lions.
But they can be cuddly too. You raise them from their little lion cub.
Well, I think that probably violates some animal protection rule somewhere. But I see what you mean. Yes, definitely those big animals.
Yeah. What kind of music do you listen to?
Well, I'm a kind of classic rock person, a bit of Like kind of Rolling Stones, a little bit of the Beatles every now and then.
Yeah.
CCR, Talking Heads. Big fan of Talking Heads, I'm not gonna lie about that.
Absolutely. We should totally have some Talking Heads play at the end of this video, and I think that's going to happen.
Yeah, Psycho Killer or something, maybe.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah,
maybe not that one exactly.
Yeah, I get in trouble. I get me in trouble.
I do like the song, yeah, and it wouldn't worry me at all, but...
Maybe like, I'm trying to think of another one that would be good.
Talking Heads.
This must be our once in a lifetime.
Okay, yeah.
Water flowing under rocks into the blue gap.
Yeah. Do you sing? Have you ever been in a choir or something?
I was in a choir funny story, in elementary school. And the person there told me, "Hey, Sam, sing your heart out, like, do your best." And I sang my heart out, and a class later, a teacher took me aside. I was a teen too. A teacher took me aside, got down on her knee, and said, "Sam, you are a terrific singer, and that's why that's why I have a special job for you. Your goal is to stand in the way back and lip sing for all the choirs." Oh. And I was, in my mind, I wasn't getting that at all. I wasn't processing until like a few years later. I was looking in hindsight, and I was like, "Oh, but I thought I'm supposed to sing." Like, no. This is a secret mission I have for you, so don't tell your parents. I'm going for 10 years, so don't tell your parents this. And so it's something like that.
Oh.
So I was told at the age of like 10 or whatever that I wasn't going to make it on Broadway.
Oh.
So that kind of, I guess it definitely turned me off from singing.
To counter that, if you could what's a really good memory you had of your childhood?
I remember looking forward to a play date. Like, I was playing a game, your parents have a play date with you and a friend, you all come over and you can play with your toys and Legos and whatever, and bricks, or like wall blocks and stuff. So all that is very interesting.
I should think so, yeah. You have any, I don't know, you got any plans this weekend?
Well, I'll be asking a few girls for coffee and stuff like that.
Sure.
You know, visit your friend, have a soiree.
A soiree. You speak French? You know, I did the news the other day in French. I don't think it made it in the final cut, but did you ever...
You should add that. You should tell these guys to add it back in if they can.
Yeah, we'll put it at the end of the segment and just like throw it in. Or I can give you French lessons. That'd make for a great segment.
Yeah, maybe next time.
Yeah, okay. We'll get you back on the show. It'll be great.
I'd be happy to come back.
And we've enjoyed having you.
Thank you.
Wonderful person. Sam Mix. Maybe you vote for him. You know, whatever.
No judgment at all.
All right. Well, we'll be back after this.